Hello and welcome everyone in this short tutorial about how we can utilize the 3D modeling or 3D viewing abilities and the capabilities of the PowerPoint tool to have such awesome presentation instead of the regular 2D presentation for such 2D maps. As you can see right now, I have everything in the map. Even I have the line from a certain building to another building, representing how we can go forward from this building to another. Starting by the project file, I'll insert the 2D map here in the first slide, removing everything except this 2D slide, 2D map, this one. Then I'm going to duplicate this layer multiple times, or this slide. Actually, I'm treating the things here like the layer concept which is existed in a lot of programs like Photoshop, for example, and the CAD program and so on and so forth. And then I'll start to isolate or select each environment component, like the water, the green areas, the gray areas, the road network, and so on and so forth, to be able to export each one separately and turn it to 3D view. I'll start by using the sample selection tool here to select the water presence in the environment. It doesn't matter at all to have accurate selection. What is count really is to select the areas which contain the water, like I'm doing right now. And here we are. We have the water selection inside the map. I can control whatever in the selection, even the outline thickness and the filling color and so on and so forth. Moving forward to the second slide to select the road network. Here I might utilize the line selection, not the selection tool, but I may select using the line. It's a very simple and straightforward process to cover certain line with the selection, and then control the thickness to make sure that I'm covering all the road. As I said before, I have all the tools to control the thickness, even pick the road color and do whatever I need. But for the time being, I'm not going to pick the color to differentiate between the road color and the background as well. So first I'm increasing the thickness to cover the entire line. I might copy this line to cover another road network this way. Also, I'm going to speed up the video here because I'm not doing anything new. I'll just manipulate or tuning the lines to cover the remaining road lines. It's a very simple process, just controlling the lines to make sure that I'm covering the road network in the awesome way without missing anything. Make sure that this line is straight and adopt the thickness wherever you can feel that this line is not covering the entire road or even smaller than the road. Also, the awesome thing is here you can add a point wherever you want to cover certain curve, as I make here, so that you can cover all the network or the road network. As you can see, I added the point and control the curvature of the road to cover it the awesome way. And as I said before, the accuracy, it doesn't matter 100%, but at least you can cover the road the awesome way or the perfect way. Going forward to the third slide, here I'm going to but first I need to pick the color of the background road. Okay, I'll try to pick the color from the map itself. by using the color picker tool from the PowerPoint. It's not the true color actually, so I'm going to pick it once again. Yes, I think this is not the correct one actually. It's lighter, so I'm going to pick once again. Yes, this one, but it's darker actually. It's not the correct one. I think this is the correct one. Yes, exactly. And I'm doing the same for the entire lines. You can just press F4 to repeat the recent process you did already, like give the line colors. Just pressing F4 can repeat the exact process. Moving forward to selecting the green areas, actually representing the garden and so on in the map. Here I can utilize the circle selection. Yes, this way you can just adopt the selection to just cover the circle here. I have a lot of circle or green circles, so I may utilize the circle selection, removing the outlines and pick the actual green color of the which has existed already in the map. I can pick it directly from the map, from any green area. Then I can copy and paste and resize this resize this area selection, and I'm speeding up here to just make sure that I'm covering all the selection. I'm not doing anything special anymore. I just give a green selection to the green circle here. I just also increase the transparency of the map to make sure that there is a contrast between what I'm doing right now and the back area to support me or help me to cover more precisely. Selections, yes. Very simple and straightforward process. There is nothing special here, just give a selection for the entire green areas that existed already in the map. The worst to be mentioned here is the more selection you have, or the more details you can select, the more capacity will exist in your 3D models. So make sure that you are selecting each and every details in the map or the 2D map to have awesome and proper map in the 3D, inshallah. Moving forward to the fourth slide, and here I have a lot of gray areas which I'm not differentiating actually if it's a building or just squares or just stages inside the environment. So I'll partially make some selection as a building here. And once again, I'm utilizing the simple selection way of PowerPoint selection here. Actually, it suits everything, or suit all the selection you need inside all the environment here in the map. And after that, you can remove the outlines, and then you can have texture, which is representing the building, which is a simple cross line texture or grid texture that I already prepared before, as we can see in a few seconds. Yes, this one. If you don't know how you can create such a grid in the PowerPoint, I'll prepare another tutorial, short tutorial, maybe 5-minute video or something like this, to give information on how you can create this grid and how this grid can help us to create the 3D buildings. Okay, I'm repeating the process of selection here, so there's nothing special, so I'm going to speed up the video once again to cover all the building selection. Yes, I'm going to select a few areas actually as a building, not the entire gray areas. And after that, repeat what I did already in the first selection in the building. I might select more, 1 or 2 areas. Yes, I think this is enough. So I can copy format from the first selection to the remaining selection to have the same texture and the same appearance. Sorry, I just deleted. Yes, I need to copy the selection. Yes. As I told before, you can repeat whatever you did before by pressing just F4. Okay. As you can see right now, not all the texture are similar. There is a high capacity selection and a low capacity selection. For example, this area might need to be lower traffic, or maybe we reduce the capacity of building here by decreasing the scale X and the scale Y of it, as you can see right now. And you can repeat this process wherever you want to scale down or reduce the number of building. Each black box of this texture representing a building actually. So you can control the capacity of building easily by reducing or increasing the X and Y scale. Here I'm just changing the color of the texture to represent something like what is existed in the GPS map exactly. And after that I might go to the background and increase the transparency to 100% to just represent or just have the building selection that I did already, to get something like a screenshot from each and every environment component that I did before, to insert it in the 3D program to start to convert the 2D to 3D. Okay, so if I, or might I delete it easily by selecting the background to the map and delete. I'll just create a folder for the entire project. There is nothing special here. You don't have to create a directory or a folder for the project. I'm just preparing the things, that's all. And I'm going to have like a screen selection or a screen print from the water environment here. What is counting here is to have something that fit the entire map as we did already. Okay, it doesn't matter if you can, or if you get the entire selection here, you can group it after that in the snipping tool, like I'm doing right now. And I can save it. Normal PNG file or even JPG, it doesn't matter. I'll give it a name, maybe Walter. Also for here, yes, exactly the same. I'll speed up the recording here as I'm not doing anything special. I'll just select the environment, and after that I fine-tune the selection by grouping, and after that we will have 4 images for the 4 environment component for the time being. Yeah. As you may recognize here, I have 4 components for the 4 environment that existed already in the map right now. I may increase the environment component by selecting extra selection or extra gray areas, or even include 3D building as we did inshallah in the next videos. Here I'm going to utilize the 3D Builder tool, which is a very easy 3D modeling tool used essentially for 3D printing, but it has a lot of 3D modeling capabilities that can support us easily without have the hassle of model these things ourselves. Here I just insert the image, and I'm going to do something like height map. As you can see, it represents the water selection, the map, and the white area represents the entire map actually, where I can host the entire or whatever else. Don't worry about the height here or the scaling in the Z direction or X direction. It's a very simple way. You can just press by the mouse, left click, and then scale it down in the Z or Y or X directions. Yeah, as you can see, you have a pretty water map. For the green areas as well, I can do something like something different on the high map, something like contour mapping. Reverse the selection and level it up or down based on the selection. I'll start to tune or fine-tune these things until I have proper shapes that representing the green areas in the map. After that, I can scale it down as I did before, so it doesn't matter to have it from the first mapping, okay, as I'm doing here. Then I can make it smoother actually. As you can see, this 3D symbol tool have a lot of 3D palettes that support our purpose of increase or decrease the smooth of the picture or as the smooth of the shapes, and have a height map as well, and have everything that support our basic modeling here. And as previous, I'm going to insert the maybe the building this time, or first I think the roads. Building first. Okay. Unfortunately, during the recording I couldn't press reverse or inverse, so I minimized the application to be able to switch to reverse. Yes, you can move the building wherever you want inside the map that fits the location of the map, the actual building inside the 2D map. As you can see right now, I have something that actually very close to the 2D. I can move it right or left based on what I'm seeing already or what I'm selecting inside the 2D map. Yes, I can scale it down actually to have a very smooth and representative building selection. The remaining thing actually is the road network here. The same way I'm going to invert it, and after that I'm going to scale it down. The same way. Yes, I may to move it down in the Z direction to be closer to the environment, selecting the moving icon here, down, left. Yes. As you can see it, I keep a height between the road and the environment to represent something like a bridge network, not just a road. Yeah, and you can do whatever you need. Even if you can present a road, you can make it flat on the ground, which is representing actual road. Then I can export this 3D modeling in the JLP format, which could be understood with PowerPoint application. And after that, you have a 3D model that could be easily inserted inside the PowerPoint, and could be represented as well in whatever you need. For the time being, it's maybe enough for the purpose of turning the 2D map to 3D, but if you need more capacity or more representative 3D map, you can select more environment existed in the 2D map and then go to the 3D builder and make the mapping, the 3D mapping, and after that insert it in the this 3D awesome modeling, and after that you can export it once again in this format, or maybe the 3MF format or other 3D formats that could be understood by PowerPoint and represented once again in the PowerPoint slides. Here I'm going to increase the capacity of the map by inserting some gray areas here. So also I can adopt the 3D building by move it down to be laying exactly on the ground, lying exactly on the ground to represent the exact presence. Actually, there is some cross areas between the building and the road. We can adopt them all after that. I'm going to teach you how you can adopt this 3D model after that in the 3D builder. It's easy, by the way, it's not hard thing. We can give some 3D or some 2D selection here to represent the gray areas, which might be squares inside the map, or something like a stages, or something like a free areas. But it will be awesome to increase the capacity of the map by this gray area selection. So similar as previous, I'm going to select this gray area using the sample selection tool. Not the selection tool, actually. This is a freehand selection tool. I'm not going to use it. I'm just use the another selection tool. Yes. There's nothing here in the selection, so I'm going to speed up the video here until I finish the entire gray area selection that I need. The default color here is blue, as you can see. Then I can change it to whatever color. I can move it to the dark gray here after I finish the selection. Keep in mind that there is some building should be existed in the map to represent the reality. Something like a towers, something like malls, something like whatever building might exist in this map. You keep in your mind that it should be something like the 2D GPS map, or this sometimes the 3D GPS map. I'm changing the color actually to the gray, the dark one, and after that I can copy the selection and move it to the 3D application once again. As I did before, I'm going to crop the picture or the image until it fits the 2D map and save it once again. So this time I may give it another name like gray areas and keep it in the same directory. And then insert it in the 3D Builder application to have the awesome 3D gray areas as previous. Yes, inverted, and after that I can scale it down. in the Z direction to, yes, and yes, awesome. Actually, it's become more appealing and more attractive. Here, as I said before, you can increase the capacity of map to be more appealing and more attractive actually. Even you can insert 3D building and whatever you need. Here I'm override the source file or the previous file, and you can easily press save. Actually it will override it, but this time I'm override it myself. And going to insert it once again in the PowerPoint presentation. Oops, give me error. So simply I can change the format of the file to override this error. 3MF could be understood as well by the PowerPoint, so there's no worries about the previous error. Okay. Now I can insert it inside the PowerPoint easily without any problem, as you can see right now. It's pretty awesome actually. You can imagine how the presentation could be after creating this 3D model. You can utilize whatever tool exists in PowerPoint, like morphic transition, slide transition, and whatever transition existed in the PowerPoint, you can utilize it to have this awesome presentation instead of the regular 2D presentation. Actually, it's a very easy and straightforward way, and very awesome as well. Yes, exactly.